Hello, welcome to my channel. My door broke. Nope, you stay. So it doesn't open from the outside, only from the inside. But today, I'm gonna do a small little video about my electrical system in my camper van with Ozzy. This is my camper van. It's a 2006 Ford Econoline. It's an E-Series E350. I built this thing from scratch. It was a tin can on wheels, and now it's like a little cabin, a little tiny house on wheels. My electrical system's pretty straightforward and pretty simple, so let me just get straight into it. So because my system's so simple and easy, I'm using deep cycle lead acid batteries. So I've got two directly underneath the van, and Ford was nice enough to make these boxes for their ambulance models that mount directly to the frame. I found a couple at the junkyard. Found a couple deep cycle lead acid batteries from O'Reilly's, about $100 each. Mounted them up, put them in parallel or series. I'll have to figure out, put it right here. But installed the batteries. So to get the negative and positive up into the van, move all this. There's holes underneath the step. Here's a little plug right here. See? There's another one right back here. I kept the plug installed. I just cut a couple slits. That way the wires aren't rubbing up against the metal frame. Fed them through. So I actually need to replace this. It hasn't given me any problems. It's the main fuse, 250 amp. But I've seen and heard of these melting without blowing. So I'll have to see if I can find a more better quality main fuse. So my electrical system, or the brains of it, is right in here. So let me move the seat. So I actually made a light, and I took it down because I made some adjustments. Let's see if it still works. Oh, look at that. It does work. So this is where the brains are. Got the fuse box, and I put numbers and letters on the fuse box just to make it easier to keep track of what's what. And then I also wrote everything down on some index cards. I initially had all of the information down on my phone, but if my phone's ever dead, I've got, actual cards so I can do a diagnosis of whatever. I also got all these little clips right here, numbers, colors. And what I did was, on the index cards, I put down, what's what. F3 blue, purple, orange. They're all numbered and labeled on the wires, on the index card. That way if I, like for instance right here, you got red and blue wires. Well, what the heck is what? Well, numbers and colors. Just makes life so much easier. So all this stuff I got off of Amazon. I got a 20 amp DC to DC charger by Renogy. Has not given me any problems. Got a switch for the DC to DC charger. This switch is for the main battery. Positive, negative shunts. This is for the monitor, which is right here. And I actually dropped the drill right on the monitor before I even installed this. And these lights were mounted, but I had to pull them down. I think I was doing some organization. Yeah, that's where all the system is. I got a highway or freeway or trail of wires going through here, going up there, and I think there's some also underneath the step that go up here. So I kept everything kind of on their own little road. That way it makes things easier for repairs. So it goes up here. This is where the freeway is. Goes all the way down there. Boom, boom, boom. So I used all copper wires. I initially bought, before I did my research, I bought rolls and rolls of tin-plated copper wire. Well, tin-plated copper wire is not a good conductor. So now I got rolls of it just floating around. But I ordered some pure copper wires because when you want to do something like this, you want to use pure copper and usually marine grade wires, butt connectors, terminals. That way if there's ever moisture, you don't cause any problems. So I initially have, so right here I got a dimmer switch. There's another dimmer switch back there. I initially had one of these right there, but I did not like having to walk in to turn that on when I can literally stand outside and turn the lights on. This is just a dummy switch. I installed some electrical. I've got an idea for that, and that is I want to make some porch lights up on top of the roof that I can use this switch to turn on. This switch is for the red light right here. This light is so awesome. At night, it's easy on the eyes. It doesn't attract the bugs, so if I leave the door open, I can have the light on. Especially if I ever have to get up to use the restroom or take Ozzy out, I can just turn that light on. It illuminates the floor and then we're set. Which brings me to another light. So I got this switch right here for another set of red lights. So this switch actually activates these lights. I installed these lights so that I can illuminate the outside of the van at night. Take Ozzy potty, I can leave the lights on. That way I can see the van. It doesn't attract bugs. It's so awesome. And the reason why I put a light right here is so that I don't forget that that's on. Because if this was not here, if I close the door, walk inside, close the door, I wouldn't even know those are on. And it's gonna deplete my battery. Probably not, honestly, not even a whole lot, to be honest. But it's at least good to know that that's on, because that's on. So those deep cycle lead acid batteries were $100 each. They came from O'Reilly's. The reason why I went with deep cycle lead acid batteries, inexpensive. I think that's it. Oh, and low maintenance. Inexpensive and low maintenance. I don't have much going on in here, so I really don't need a whole lot of power. And to be honest, I've depleted the battery system. It took me 4 days at a music festival. It dropped down to 50%. I drove it probably 10 minutes and the batteries were at 100. So it doesn't take that long to charge them up. See, and I already forgot that light was on, but because I can see that, I can shut it off. So this salt lamp is my favorite thing about this van. The salt lamp is USB powered. Oh, which also, I got a USB charging port right here. Got 4 different slots, so I can charge my phone, power the salt lamp, charge a flashlight, whatever. And this thing, hold on, let's get the full effect here, even though it's not dark. Boom. Look at that. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the dark. It's starting to get dark right now though. But I love this thing. I can do orange, red, blue, all kinds. I can have it smooth fade. That's so cool. On the video, it looks like it might be flickering a little bit. It's not. I'm gonna leave that on. But this fan is so comfy. I love this fan. So I also have a LED strip that goes all the way down there. And I used a diffuser from Amazon. I actually had the LED strip for probably 4 or 5 years, and I love the style. And I tried ordering some on Amazon, and the quality has really gone down. But yeah, it turns on like so. I can change the colors. And it actually has Bluetooth, so I can hook it up to my Bluetooth. I've got an app, and I can change the colors. Put these lights on. Boom, look at that. So freaking cool. I love colored lights. So, I have a 12 volt fan. I got a 12 volt outlet right here, so I can use a cigarette lighter. Just got this plugged in there for now. Oscillating fan, which is awesome. I've got a dimmer switch right here, which is for these two lights. This one is not working, so I'm gonna have to diagnose, figure out why not. I switched the lights, it still doesn't work. So there's an electrical problem from this light to the actual main harness. Dimmer switch, fuzzy. I also got a set of lights in the back. This is my garage space. I'm actually gonna remodel this because this is a disaster. Look at that. But yeah, I got lights all the way down. I have not yet put lights in here. I just finished remodeling this. Made a new drawer, section for a camping table. Yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome. So up here in the cab, I had to take the headliner out, and I built this little box compartment for all my window covers. Because I did that, I had to install some lights. 1, 2, 3. And I chose red. It's so cool at night. It's easy on the eyes. It's light is the light. Switch right here. Yeah, it's awesome. So it's me from the future. Just want to show you what the cab looks like. Pretty neat. So yeah, I pretty much got everything on Amazon. I did find some electrical wire at the junkyard, this thick piece. From the junkyard, there was an ambulance over at the pick and pull. So I just grabbed two 10-foot pieces. Yeah, pretty big. So I also have this Milwaukee fan. I got a charger, but I do not have a way to charging it with the van. I don't even have an inverter yet. So once I get that, then I'll be able to charge my batteries, but I'm kind of dependent off of campgrounds for now to charge that, if there's ever free power. And there also used to be a light in here, pressure switch light, but I think it broke actually. So like I said, we really want to use marine grade shrink wrap and butt connectors just to help seal the connections if you're not going to solder, or even if you solder, you still should use marine grade shrink wrap. Protection is key. And I ordered some more wire loom, this stuff, so I can help protect this once I cover it. But yeah, there's pretty much a little freeway of wiring harness that goes all the way down. What you want to do is make sure it's easily accessible. So all I have to do is pull this back and I can access the wire. All I have to do is pull this back and I can access the wire. All I have to do is remove this piece of driftwood, pull this back, and I can access the wire. Pull this up, I can access the wire. You really want it to be easily accessible in case you need to do repairs. last thing you want to do is your lights stop working, and all of a sudden you got to tear down the whole wall. You got to tear down the ceiling just to fix it, or you're stuck rerouting it a different way. And then there's also, because I like to go to music festivals, here's a bundle of wires. I pull that plug out, I feed this down through there, and I could hook up some LED strips. So usually when you get to the camping or the music festival, you set up a little canopy, put up tapestries and lights. Oh, don't work. So let's go check the fuse. This is the perfect reason why I got flashcards with easy to read numbers and letters. Festival LED strip, F3, top left corner. It should be a 3 amp fuse. Let's turn on this light. 3 amp fuse, F3. Doesn't look blown. Alright, I think I'm a knucklehead. And I don't think these are hooked up. No, they're not. Alright, I had to connect them. I don't know why I thought differently. Boom. Look at that. So cool. Yeah, I feed this wire down through the hole, and I could set those up. So here's a few of the items that I used for my electrical setup. Marine grade shrink wrap, various sized wires, pure copper. I think I go from 8, 10, 14, 12. I forget what size this is. Oh, and 4. This is for the battery. These 2 are for the battery. Inline fuses, all kinds of different stuff. Got some hold downs just to help keep things from flopping around. And for the battery, because you're using pretty thick eyelids and the copper is pretty strong, something like this won't work, so you need the actual tool. I didn't have the actual tool, so what I did is I used this press. Set that down, pumped it down, squished it, and it works pretty good. So I use these switches for all the miscellaneous toggle switches. I bought a box of these from Amazon, and I prefer the toggle switch style because these are just so solid compared to the plastic switches like this. This is pretty solid. It's a solid little switch. These are the electrical wire markers. These fit the 18 gauge. They sell them in different sizes. 0 black, 6 blue. I think it goes all the way up to 9. 7 purple. So these are really helpful too. So let's see what kind of power consumption I'm using. Let's see, you got the front. No, I'll do the front. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. 0.85 amps, 10.7 watts. So I turn this one on, I'm assuming it'll double. Yeah, it'll double. That's not a whole lot of power. Let's see what the salt lamp pulls. That scared me. 0.23 amps, 2.94 watts. Not bad, not bad. Now let's see what the phone takes. Charged. All right, we're plugged in. $14.9 watts. So that's less than having all the ceiling lights on. That's pretty cool. Huh. All right, so yeah, that's my electrical setup. It's fairly simple. simple, cheap, easy. Don't overcomplicate things. Keep things simple. You know, make your life easy. And yeah. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Like I said, thank you for checking out this small little video on my electrical system. I hope this was helpful, especially if you're building out your own camper. You know, the deep cycle lead acid batteries are perfect. No issues, no problems, no difficulties. I've had these things installed for 2 years. I think so. Yeah, 2 years. No problems whatsoever. And they're cheap. $100 each. And there's an O'Reilly's in every town in America. So if there's ever a problem, you get it swapped out. It's not like you ordered it off of Amazon and now you're screwed. But I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll catch you guys next time. And hopefully, maybe we'll go on a little trip soon. All right. Talk to you later. Have a good night, or day, or morning, whatever you're doing.